computer. Hi, welcome to Meet the Member, and today it's a great pleasure to be joined by Tanuja Shelar, who's a recent BookMachine member. And Tanu, I'd love to know about your work and what you do. How would you sort of sum up what you do?
Hi, Laura, and hello, BookMachine members. Thank you for having me here. To sum up what I do, I'm a marketing and community assistant at Yale University Press. My job involves creating graphics that share information about the books, uploading them, sharing, so having a strategy of how to share them, and then analyzing how they performed, which then kind of loops back into how I create my next designs and marketing copy. I had marketing jobs before, but this is where I try to get a full picture of how our books are performing in the academic market by what we put out, marketing channels.
Amazing. And how did you get into that work?
I mean, we've spoken about this before. It's a whole journey. So watch the previous episodes, guys. But in short, I did marketing before. I was in the marketing field, but working on different FMCG products or service industries, and I did not. I enjoyed it, but I had books, calling to me. So I decided to come here and. I did editorial in India. I was staying in India before, and I decided to come here to my KU, Kingston University publishing degree. And it was networking and doing lots of placements after that. It was in Future Book that Sam Missing randomly decided to post about me and say that Tanu was looking for a job, and that actually gave me 4 interviews.
Really?
Wow. Yeah, 3 to 4 interviews at different places, and then it was a commissioning editor, Joe, who sort of saw the tweet, got in touch with me. I got to the interview, did not get that job, but then the interviewer liked me for another role in the same department. So yeah.
Wow, the power of that's incredible.
Yeah, I learned a lot of things on my way to this job, and all of those sort of feed into my job in some or the other way. So kind of glad that I've got this overall experience that I can put into. And one of the best things I love is that my boss kind of just takes notes when I'm speaking. So he's like, what do you think of this? And then he'd be just writing down. So they have given me the space to sort of experiment and research and go hey, we could try this or we could try that. And obviously with the pandemic, they've been really open to suggestions, and everybody's sort of what can we do to survive and then evolve from this? So yeah, it's been exciting. I also do SYP. I don't know if so I'm the deputy chair. I was student liaison officer. So it's always with Maliha Mir. She's like my partner in crime at SYP. So we both are deputy chairs. And my job there now is basically to make sure the other teams are doing theirs and to sort of be a filler, a helper wherever they need it. So just to make sure that whatever our chair L has planned is sort of going according to schedule. And speaking of which, we've both partnered up for how to get into publishing with that. So that's one of the events that I'm doing.
It's an event that we're working on, and by the time everyone watches this, that event would have happened already.
So yeah, that's true.
It's no point, but yeah, I'm looking forward to working with you on that. That'd be great. And why did you join BookMachine? What do you hope to learn or get from being part of BookMachine?
I think I started coming to BookMachine events when I was still a student during my degree, and it was I think it was just a relaxed atmosphere, wasn't it? It was like drinks and everybody was informal and I could speak to people. That's where I met amazing, fantastic people like Abby Hedden and Munira, and there were just so many attendees, so much information to share. And the fact that I could basically BookMachine just had that vibe that I could easily network without feeling super intimidated. Suzanne was always the perfect hostess. She, if she saw you in the corner, she'd come chat with you. So yeah, it was really comfortable. So when it switched to online and so quickly, man, I was so impressed. I found the safe harbor because I'm not connected to my colleagues anymore. I'm not even don't you miss going into the office and looking at fresh books that have just come and offices full of
Um,
random books, and the books that you're going to be working on in weeks and you don't get to touch them anymore? So I miss all of that. So having people to talk to on the BookMachine forum and exchanging ideas, yeah, it's good fun. It's that.
if you're free on Thursday at 6, we've got the members party where
Oh,
everyone has their cameras on and has a really good natter. I think you'd enjoy it. So
yes,
if you're
I
free,
will. I will be there with my bottle of wine.
finally, what are you working on right now that excites you?
I'm working on our, well, at SYP I'm working on our Into events, so that is ahead and launch to come as well. So look out for that. And at Yale, we have all these amazing discussions happening. So there is, with the BLM, with the pandemic, there are campaigns that we planned, and I'm now working on history titles. I've somehow reached, I work on a lot of titles that cater to the academic market, but I'm working on history titles and they're just so niche. I was working on an American Western book, and then I found this town in the UK, which is all American Western. It's like a ranch town. And I called them up and they were excited that we had this book coming out. So I love I'm looking for like these niche audiences, and I love when like I get to them and they're like, oh my god, we never knew there was a book on this. And I'm like, there you go. So yeah, that's what I'm working, narrowing down niche markets.
Oh, it sounds amazing. You sound really busy. And I love hearing about how you got into your role and then the opportunities you've got within your role, and it's clearly going really well. And it's great having you as part of the Book Machine community, and
Thank
hopefully
you so
we'll
much.
see a lot more of you. And thank you for your time today as well.
Thank you so much.
Take care.